ASL Vanguard League Group A, and we're going to see who's taking first place in this tournament, correct, right now? Or not in this tournament, my bad, in this group, yeah. Currently. In the top position, currently playing the Orange Trunks, the Zerg player we just saw win. It is playing for Rip Z's Synastren.
And his opponent down here on the bottom center of the map, it is our teal Terran player, the teamless teal terrifying mecher. It is Strix.
That was good. Me and Jamie got mixed up, and I was like top hand of the map. Oh, wait, that's not right. I couldn't remember what to call it, and I was like, 1 o'clock position of the map? Yeah, 12 o'clock?
Yeah, slightly after midnight.
Yeah, just slightly after midnight. It looks like this will be a TVZ, and the first SCV, sorry, not the first, I keep saying that. The Supply Depot SCV, so Alum 10, Styx sending his first SCV out to scout and see what's going on, assuming that Synastren will be taking a natural. I just kind of assume that these players will be doing that, but then there's also the mind game that's like, psych, macro mecha, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah. He took the Gauss there too, and he actually waited a little bit before he mined from it. So could have had faster speed, but he is mining 3 off of it now. That could be a little... I don't know if that's intentional or not, so it may not really be a tip-off, but, it's a few seconds. Like,
I remember Husky was talking about this one time, and just when you see the Bronze Leaguer do that, you're like, psh! When you see the pro do that, you're like, wow, he must have it like exactly timed out to the exact mineral he's getting out of the Vespine. Such a different view. And I really like this out of Strix, actually pumping out 2 Reapers and putting on some aggression. Definitely it's going to be on a smaller map like this that's actually macro instead of a 4-player map. You definitely can get a lot more damage done with these early Reapers instead of having to search around in 4 different spawn locations.
Yeah, he will get up. The Queen is already out there, but there is a fair bit of room to actually move, and he'll go after one of these drones behind the map as Lings come out. And actually a fairly sizable chunk of Lings, making more than a lot do. He should be able to escape.
Yeah, Synastren maybe a little bit nervous here trying to do that. Now we do see from Strix, again, doing a very, very standard Reaper fast expand, and then going into mech, I assume again, taking his second gas, getting the second gas going, so looks like we're going to see mech again, and he warned us that he is sorry if we see Swarmhost 4-hour game. That's what he told me.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. The lower the league, the less you're going to see that, because somebody will make a mistake.
Yeah.
Like, you only really get that.
Yeah. It's one of the pro Koreans, like, we never make mistakes. Locust for locust life.
Yeah, exactly.
Metabolic boost will be done right in about 4 seconds. It will be done in...
a pretty big number of Lings. It's got like 14 of them out. I guess he's going to try and, catch the Reapers, and he may very well do so. Nice little juke to the side. Get him. Yeah. He's just stalling.
Yeah, he's stalling to get that factory down. Factory probably is going to start Widowmine soon, since there is a reactor. I think a Widowmines would be a good idea, but...
Two Hellions.
Double Hellion.
2 Hellions. 2 Hellions to airport, which is good actually that he's got the speed out and was able to pick the Reapers off, because with the Reaper support, the Hellions are a whole lot better.
Most definitely the Hellions are a lot better, but I'd like to point out from Synastren at least, he has complete and total map control right now. He's got an Overlord by the main, an Overlord just outside of the main, an Overlord by the Zelnaga Tower, and his Lings out right now. So maybe not a drop up the right-hand corner, or up the right-hand side, but definitely Synastren has a lot of map control and is feeling very confident about what he's doing right now. And he's basically just macroing up, and he knows right now he's got Strix really contained in this position.
Which is good, because often we're going to go into Cloak Banshee here, which is pretty normal. Like, two Reapers, 6 Hellions, Cloak Banshee is a fairly set build, but without having, the map control, like you said, the Hellions are going to be very limited in what they can do, particularly with the Reapers already gone. There's some Lings almost like hidden out on the map that their sole job is to catch these. And let's see if they do.
Yeah, and it looks like they may, but I think there's too many Hellions for this. They're actually going to go straight through them. Now, I'm a little bit worried about the third. Only one, or actually 2 queens in the main. They will be able to block that off, but I'm not sure if they'll be able to push off the third. Oh, will they get into the main? Ooh, nope, they go up and they'll...
Oh,
I think they actually might have won it.
About it. They probably could have gotten in.
Yeah.
Now they're in a better position to block. He'll cancel the third, but whatever. That's a reasonable thing to be doing.
Yeah. He stuttered in at first and then came out, and he was looking for that queen, but no queen was there. And then he went in again and was like, nah, I'm not going to do it. And then we see on the right-hand side, the Overlord will not spot it, and that Banshee's going to go for it, and Cloak's just about done. And with all the air support he has with these queens out here, does not look good for him. Nice transfuse, though.
Yes, yeah. He is holding that front, and with 4 queens, he should be able to pull 1 off to go deal with this Banshee and make an Overseer, as he does have the lair actually finished. The Ling's coming over to kill the Banshee, and realizing the issue with that.
Yeah. Oh, we can't actually kill this.
What they're trying to do, though, I understand, they're trying to be hit. And that's what's happening. So if you're not paying attention, then it's going to hit the Lings. So it is still a good thing to do. And I like 9 kills.
Yeah, and I like Strix right now taking the map control, keeping those Hellions out. I'd love to see him spread them out a little bit more around this area, just so he gets a lot of vision. And back in his base, going into barracks, interesting. Oh, I guess he has to have the barracks. What am I saying? But three factory coming out for him, definitely going to that Hellion style, very heavy on that. Now, I'm interested, pumping out some Widow Mines. I'm gonna say I'm kind of interested whether he keeps going Hellions into Hellbats or transitions into Widowmine Hellbat right now.
Yeah, and I certainly hope that he's got a Widowmine or 2 because nothing shoots up. And we're very soon going to have about 8 mutas coming out or something. Although just as his Spire finished, he had about 800, and he spent all the minerals.
Yeah, and he is getting Baneling speed, so I'm a little bit interested by that, whether he plans to just knock on the front door, push on the back of Synastren's base, Strix's base, and then just go for a really big Baneling all-in.
So he's getting Burrow, too. Burrow and Baneling speed.
This is looking like it's going to be a big attack coming up very, very soon for Strix. Now, or for Synastren, I can't get this right. Synastren does have it blocked, though, that third base where Strix will be moving out, and the Hellbats, moving out right now to deal with that. And just again for Synastren, just amazing map control right now. Look at how much vision he has.
Yeah, I can basically see everything that's going on. Wings are out in a pretty active position. Just good overall here. The only thing that I don't like is that the Spire was made and no mutas.
Yeah, I think
when that was like the deadly. There's no turrets. The only thing that shoots up is a couple Widow Mines and 2 Thors, which he didn't even have the Thors like a minute ago. So, yeah.
Yeah, he just now has the Thors, so it's almost looks like Synastren really lost his window of opportunity and is still going Lings, but right now, if Strix pushed hard, I think he could break through this very, very easily. There's just not that much to defend here. But he is getting Roach speed, actually, for Synastren, so I feel like he's kind of trying to check all his bases, cross all his I's, and dot all his lowercase j's, and make sure he's in a good position. Yeah,
he's going a lot of ways, like he's getting the infestation, or our Zerg players getting the infestation pit as well. Here come a bunch of Hellions behind him. Gotta work.
I'd love to see a flank by these Lings. We won't actually quite see it. They're actually getting trapped there. Banelings aren't ready, though, yet. They may actually be ready, but I have a feeling they're not going to kill the right thing.
They're going on the fairly weak Hellions, but as he goes off creep, he'd be able to kite them back.
Yeah, what I wanted to see is the Lings kind of go between the lower gas, and go push up that, and just keep them there so the Banelings could take them out.
Yeah, exactly. And just trap everything in. He does get away with a few of these very damaged Hellions back to the main force. But yeah, Strix is slowly... He's got a pretty big supply lead, or like 20 at this point, which as Terran, even is good, let alone being ahead at this point in the game.
No, I'm kind of interested. Synastren has got these Mutalisks on the right-hand side, just kind of parked there, waiting for something. They can't actually hit the natural base right now. There's 3 missile turrets, which will kill that really quickly, but kind of hanging out there. And now getting a Enduring Locust. I feel like he's just getting all the upgrades. Like, I'm going to make a decision sometime here. He's making sure he can make whatever decision he needs to make. These Thors will also push these Mutas back. Really, at this point, the Mutas are going to do nothing. He is getting +1 armor, though, and +1 missile attack. So he's kind of preparing for... pretty, like I was saying, he's essentially just covering all his bases here.
Yeah, I think we are going to get kind of what Strix predicted, like a dug-in style. He's going up to a hive as well to continue on with upgrades beyond that, and maybe into Ultralisk or something much later into the game. But I think we are just going to get the Swarmhouse insta-repair for Strix on this turret, and I'm surprised he's even still attacking it.
Yeah, what I was saying though originally is I don't even think he can touch the natural. Like I don't think that's actually a good idea to even try to attack it.
Yeah, he lost a lot doing that.
Synastren, he had a really good creep spread going, and then it just kind of stopped spreading creep. There was for like 2 minutes, it was like, wow, this is gonna get really good and really fast. But it just kind of stopped now, but still quite good. Adding on a few roaches, but not really choosing his tech yet. Kind of saying, okay, I'm gonna make a few roaches just in case something happens. Make some banelings. And I feel like right now he's just trying to hold on, essentially, till he can get the big stuff out.
Burrowing these lings all over the map, I like this. He's kind of burrowing at each base, at each ramp, so that he knows what's going on. And so when these Hellions swing up, he already knew they were on their way.
Yeah, and Banelings with speed, especially on Creeper, is going to be very, very easy to catch these Hellions off guard. So he's got to be very, very careful how he engages. I'd love to see some creep denial here, but it doesn't look like we'll see that, though. Mutas may actually get a nice angle, though, because of that creep.
Yeah,
they will
this
confirm
does
the 5th.
become a one-way trip.
The 4th.
Yeah. So he gets two drones for like 7 or 8 Hellions. But yeah, their time... Well, I guess they could have turned into Hellbats and joined the main army, but they hadn't done as much as probably he wanted to do with them.
Yeah, now, for Synastren, obviously he's like going Viper and probably going Swarmhouse pretty soon because he's not really adding on anything else. Yeah. But to really attack this big army, Mutas aren't going to do anything versus 3 Thors and 2 Vikings. Yeah. And so I'm really curious how he's going to deal with this very, very intense amount of siege tanks because he doesn't have much out right now. I mean, he does have a nice amount of roaches, but nowhere the amount that he needs. I'm a little bit worried that he may just get hit in the face and go down.
Yeah, it could definitely be an issue. It's going to come down. If he can get some good blinding clouds, depending how the tanks are deployed, even if he can blinding cloud out the Thors, I guess, then maybe it can limit what they can do. They are legitimately the only anti-air, so if they can be somehow neutralized, then you can pick everything off, but it's a matter of getting them out of the middle of this army.
Yeah, most definitely. This is the only anti-L there, so if he can take it out, that'll be very good for him, but I feel like it's a little bit risky. He does have these 5 Vipers, though, so may get some great blinding ducks. Yep, one nice blinding cloud goes down. 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Very nice blinding clouds. After I say that, I realize a blinding cloud isn't too hard to do on a non-moving unit.
That's true, but it's still effective. Yeah. And he will eventually trade off damage.
Off the back of this, Synastren making 18 roaches. Now, I'd actually say that's kind of strange. I feel like he should be making a lot more than that. I feel like he should remax on like 50 roach, or not necessarily roaches, but I feel like he should be able to remax really, really quickly. But it doesn't look
I think he maybe is just missing. Like, there's no macro hatch, which is something that I think you need an extra 1 or 2 in the main just to provide the larvae.
Health.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's been missing injects or just not having it. Plus, of course, he lost the base in that, so that's another source of larva that was just gone. He's making the 4th over on the left-hand side now, but I think, at this point, the income's high enough to justify more.
And 10 Swarmhosts coming out, though.
Yeah, so that's a number.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at that. I was like, I say 18, and I say that like, wow, big number, but I'm actually like, that should be like 50 roaches right there.
Yeah.
That should be a solid like 200 in less than a minute. And it looks like he will be going, actually not yet to take this fourth, getting his swarm hosts ready, getting some roaches. I like this small roach link force to defend the swarm hosts, but I'm very curious where the swarm hosts are going to actually burr up and start attacking. His creep spread is going, but I mean only with one actually active creep tumor.
Oh, will he catch these? The swarm hosts are on move command into the army.
Oh, Widowmine's
will hold him back. Everything just kind of going off, but the Terran will drive this back. He wasn't quite ready yet in position, and yeah, kind of getting routed there.
GG right there.
Hello, hello. Here we are on Expedition Lost. We are in game number 2 of the winners match, and our Zerg player down at the bottom left-hand corner of the map trying to stay in this series and claw his way back is from Team RipZs. It is Synastren.
And in the top right-hand corner, the Terran player representing no team, but quite undoubtedly representing the color teal, we have Strix. It's currently up 1 game.
Oh, yeah. And ironically, I believe this is true, is the one game where Strix did not pick teal is the only game that he has lost.
Ooh, he's definitely representing teal as his clan.
Yeah.
Definitely doing good there. It's like Pink Husky. Go for one color and stick with it. I like the orange Zerg though. It looks very nice. Almost a hatch block right there by Strix trying to block that hatch. We will see Synastren going pool before hatch, being a little bit wary of losing this game, obviously, because he is down 1 in this best of 3.
Yeah. Now the Reaper is coming out. This is the one in the PVT that we talked earlier. It's hard to use a Reaper on, so I do expect he can still get 2 for Hellions later, but even then, Hellions, because of like kind of the way that it's built, aren't as good either. I don't find.
Yeah, you could.
Like,
I mean, maybe in the third
ramps.
base. In the third base, you could do a lot of damage, but in the natural, it's like they can do damage at third base, but who's making Hellions when you're on a third base to do damage like that?
Yeah.
It doesn't really happen.
Yeah,
No,
I feel it's too cramped. Like, you have to take advantage of the speed and the movement.
Yeah. I'm really surprised out of Strix, just again. Like, if I was a Protoss player, I'd totally... I'm not even, like, worrying if he's going Reaper. I'm just making the Stalker anyways. You know what I mean? Like, every single game he's gone Reaper Fast Expand.
Yeah.
The exact same build. If you could find a build that perfectly beats it, like, somehow, you know, like the dead counter to Reaper Fast Expand, you just take him out each time.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know that there is one.
Yeah, I don't think there is either.
Like, because the Reaper still must be respected. That if you want to go attack them or like counterattack or something, the Reaper's going to harass you the entire time, either in your base or like.
Dang it, safe builds.
That unit, like, just it is what it is. But this time he did get just 1, as we said. It's not as good a map for it, and he's getting Marine out instead, adding the factory on behind that.
Yeah, now this is interesting. Now I realize he's going for these Marines. In the past games, he's only actually gone for Marines on this map specifically. In the past games he's played factory, he's not gone Marines. So I'm very curious why he's doing this. I wonder, it is a shorter rush distance, I think, but I don't know if it's that important to get Marines. Now he knows his attack is coming, trying to get up a bunker, another supply depot that's barely getting down, but I don't think the bunker's going to be ready in time, and only 4 Marines. He needs to pull the supply depot. Oh, he does pull the supply depot up. Now it's vital whether he gets in that bunker. Oh!
No, it won't be done in time. There is a Widowmine at the top. Maybe he can info repair it. Now these guys. Oh, one gets in. One gets in. Two gets in.
Good.
He could have prevented that, but they did get in there.
Yeah.
And then that attack ends just like that.
Like I was saying, though, I'm very curious from Strix why he decided to do that. Whether Marines. I mean, on this map, the only thing I can think of is obviously the early aggression or some early muta play, but I don't know if I've seen that much muta play on this map in TVZ. And then early aggression, that's honestly the first early aggression from Zerg I've seen in a while on this map.
Yeah, it is not as common. Again, because it is so cramped, it's easy for one defensive structure to cover a lot of space. And you can even see from the positioning of the wall that's the case. He may have done it just because his opponent in the previous game overmade Lings at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
He made like 20 to go after the Hellions, so he may just figure maybe my opponent just does that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do this, but yeah.
Yeah.
There's a number of reasons, but either way it did end up working out.
It's like when your opponent goes Reaper Fast Expand every single game, you're like, okay, I'm probably going to make some extra Lings.
Yeah. The meta counter.
Yep, definitely. And that's really fun when you see players doing that, because it gives you more stuff to analyze, and then plus you see, like, these players are really thinking about it. He's like, oh, this guy always does Reaper. I'm going to do this. And off of this, Synastren going into Spire, which I think is a very good idea, but it needs to attack earlier. And I think it's a good idea, but then again, like, it's a good idea for this situation, but it could have been a lot better in the previous games, because in this map he does have these these Marines.
Yeah, this time he's actually got the anti-air. He's going to have... it's also the map, like the way that the map is on the far right-hand side. Yeah. There's no dead air in the main base, so you have to run mutas over ground.
Oh yeah, you got to get in, then you got to get out. There's no sitting somewhere.
Exactly. So that can be an issue too in just their usability, and it's the same even behind the main, jumping between like the main and the natural or something. Again, you're doing it on ground where you can be attacked.
Yeah, most definitely. We'll see Synastren again going for all the upgrades.
Yeah, and different techs and roaches and Baneling Nest and Spire, and yeah, again we're going to have the Spire finish at a time where he can't make that many of them.
Yeah, what I'm curious is if he does this normally, or if this is because his opponent's going mech. So he says, I have a little time, this is not a Hellbat drop. Yeah. This is not a Widowmine drop. This is a slow going to my third base macro. I'm getting mech. So I wonder if he's saying, I got time. I know I have time. I'm going to go up to the units I need, and then I'm going to put them out. In the first game he showed, I thought that's what he was going to do, but then his macro just on his larva injects weren't too good. But I think maybe he just got thrown off on that because they seem to be quite good on this so far.
Yeah, he's doing well here. He's at 58 drones already expanding. He's got army deployed reasonably well out onto the map. He's got some sense of what's going on. Mm-hmm. Here's that pressure too on the rocks, or I guess in this map it's ice on the back. It's not that your opponent doesn't know you're doing it. It's that you're making him move a unit or two to address the fact that you're doing it.
And then you permanently have to address the fact of that open from now on.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think you should keep pressuring it, actually. Maybe he's a little afraid he's going to get counterattacked through there. And like you were saying in the very first game we casted, there is the supply depot there that just pile on. Supply depot, Overlord, something right there to know they have vision.
You'd be dumb not to. It's too vulnerable to do it.
Yeah, and again from Synastren, going for some great Overlord spread and just a lot of map vision and map control right now. He definitely is the map control at the moment. Now, Strix, okay, I was just going to say, Strix could move out and take some battles, but I don't really think he actually can right now just because of how slow his army is. But also, look at his natural. He's got 3 bunkers right there. I mean, he's prepared for something to hit him.
Yeah, he's hunkered down there. 10 mutas are on their way out, or 10 are now out on the map. So hopefully he'll be more active, actually bringing up to 12. He is gathering them over on the right-hand side. But here it is, kind of like I was saying, there's Marines on that side. So he's not going to be able to just skate in unscathed. And he can be kind of like trapped when he goes in there.
Yes, but I think he is going for a little... I was going to say he's going for counterattack on the left-hand side, but he's actually pulling back.
Pull away, yeah.
Now, I don't know what it's about his playstyle, but I still feel like he should have a lot more than what he has right now. And he does have a lot of minerals banked up, but I feel like he should have a lot more than what he has right now.
He's kind of... He does have the same thing for the last game. He's just teching to everything. Yeah. He's going to Hive already. He's getting the Locusts already. There's the Mutas into the main there. But now the turret is up. He's going after the armory. This is actually a really good pick-off. If he does finish this up, going for the repair, does finish it.
And 11 workers dead, 13 now. Definitely getting some economic damage in there. And we still see from Strix no drops yet. I think it would really be good is on the left-hand side, maybe, I don't know, a Hellbat drop, but just a few Widow Mines. There is a great creep, oh sorry, not creep, Overlord spread, but I think that definitely do a lot of damage, because so far we've seen Strix not really actually defending his base, is moving out a lot. And we'll see on the left-hand side a lot of Lings and Roaches moving in as these mutas work on the base, but there's two Vikings to deal with it, but no Thors this time. So he took that opportunity he did not take in the first game, and is utilizing it quite well.
Yeah, and he's killed so many things at this point. He's even going to get this Thor because it's just isolated, just magic boxing over it. He's killed 21 workers with this stuff. He doesn't even have to push in. He's done so much damage. The mutas are still just there.
Yeah, another Thor out, and like you were saying, picking off the Thors, that's exactly what he needs in this position to get these Thors.
I think we'll get this
out the Thors.
So usually you don't want to lose your mutas, but if you can get that much stuff, he got tanks, Thors, 22 workers. Okay, I'll give you 8 mutas for that.
It was a very good trade for him, and he's got a lot of damage done. And right now, again, great map control, great vision on map, and great straight up map control. Keeping his units moving, very fast Lings, and looks like he will finish off that ice.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's your back rocks. He's just going to flood in with the main force. If anything moves for it, he's going to go right for the tanks with the mutas.
Yeah, and those mutas, those mutas have actually a great position right there to take out all those tanks.
That's exactly what he's doing. Yeah.
Even if this attack gets pushed back, I feel like he should remax quite quickly. In GG from Strix, Synastren takes game 2 and is currently 1-1. Wow. Alright, welcome back to ASL's Vanguard League. Ender, would you take us away with the first introduction?
Oh, I'd be happy to. Up here on the top right-hand corner of the map, we have Saber doing that. And we have from Team Ripsies, our orange Zerg player, who made a stunning reversal in the last game to take game number 2. Looking to close the series out is Ripsies Synastren.
And his opponent in the bottom left-hand corner, this man who represents the nation of Teal, it is Strix. You can't unsee it now, it's a face. You can't unsee that. Alright, to start off, we will see... Oh, are we actually going to see a different build out of Strix? No, exact same build. No. For a second, the Reaper wasn't coming, and he threw down the command center before he did the orbital before the Reaper, and I was like, are we seeing a switch up in the very last game? But doesn't look like we will. Doing pretty normal. Actually, he is switching it up. There is no Reaper.
Oh no! Yeah, you're right.
Wait,
here.
Huh?
That's kind of weird. Did he cancel it? Because I thought he did. Yeah, because the gas went away. But now he's making the factory directly instead. Okay.
Okay, something different happening. And what's going to be great about this is Synastren in previous games has been I can get a free Overlord Scout because there's no Marines, but this time there's a Marine. So I really like that switch up from Strix. I don't know if it's because he saw the Overlord. Actually, I don't think he could have. But I like that switch up. No Scout so far for Strix, though. Literally, actually, no, he did Scout. Okay, he did Scout, and he saw that Overlord, so I think that's why he canceled it and made the Marine. Such a small map as Overgrowth is, it's just so easy to find stuff and see where your opponent's going to hit you next.
Overlord Death. Death creates a temporary supply block, but just until right then. It's still annoying to lose that early. And yeah, because of no Reaper, interesting to see if he makes... he may have been counting on maybe I don't have to make the Reaper, and he'll still make like 8-10 Lings, and he still made 6. And you see a lot of Zergs trying to get away with 2 or 4 if they don't have to.
Yeah.
And he did still make 6. He didn't go up to like 14, 20 like he's done, but 6 is still like, okay, that's like a drone or 2 extra.
Definitely, yeah. He's trying to put on that pressure, or he's trying to at least put on the pressure, but not quite as much as he normally has in the other games. And I'm kind of curious. I was actually really curious what would happen if he would have put on the pressure right there. Now, the Hellions did pop out, but he could have put it on just a little bit before that. And I'm also intrigued that Synastren is not going for speed. No, wait, did he get speed? No, he hasn't got speed yet. Yeah. And so what I'm interested in is that because the Reaper didn't hit, so okay, I don't need to have speed to catch up to the Reaper. But in turn, that's going to leave him a little bit. What's what I'm looking for? It's a little bit vulnerable to these Hellions because he won't be able to actually catch up to them. So interesting turn of events because of him not going to Reaper and actually deciding to go Marine.
I think I'm just going to call right now. I think he's going directly to Spire.
Spire?
Because he's already got a lair. He just did this full wall off with a spine crawler. Okay, now he put a Roach Warren down, but that was originally an Evo.
He's doing what he's done every single other game, and he's just gonna let these buildings slowly burn down because they just have so much health. And it does look.
Yeah, there's the Spire.
Spire, yes, and off the back of this Hellion aggression to take out some of these buildings. The Queen's already, but he has expanded to the natural. Getting out a Banshee with Cloak, but Spire does have about 70 seconds left, so this Banshee should do some damage. Then Cloak should be done, and then after a little while after that, the Mutalisk should be able to deal with it. But still, producing double Hellion, really, right now it looks like Strix is going for the not all in, but definitely is going to devote a lot of damage into this, a lot of his economy.
Spores are coming up. He did see that as it went by the watchtower there, which he controls with the Zergling. So that's quite good. Yeah, I think the way that he's built here with the Spore Crawler spine setup is going to work out well for him. There comes the Banshee, even with Cloak, in detection range, and we'll get driven away with just one kill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely that Banshee gets driven away, which is very good for Synastren. I didn't think he was actually going to be able to drive it away, but the position of that Spore Crawler is a very good position. And now these Hellions actually working on the Spine Crawler as it moves, but it burrows back in. But it's so funny how many Hellions he has, yet it can't really do anything to the buildings. Literally just can't do anything to it. So right now, Synastren basically locked up in his room, opening up the peephole of the lock and saying things like, hey, nope, you got to stay out there still. You can't quite do that.
That would be interesting. There was a missile turret going down in Strix's line. He canceled it to reposition, remaking it there. There is none in the natural, although there's a couple Whittle Mines out front. Mm-hmm. But we're not going to have too many. Like, there's 4 mutas.
I'd love to see only this one muta made.
Yeah.
I only saw one muta, and I was like, I'd love to see this one muta like come in and just be psych.
Yeah.
I like the Ling Muta style right now. I still feel like he should have a lot more than what he has, but he's trying to get a lot of different upgrades, getting +1 attack, wait.
Central.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
pneumatized carapace. Yeah.
Oh, cancels the missile turret, though, very nicely. Yeah. It's a big pickup for Synastren right here. And right now there's nothing that shoots up, just period. Reactor on the barracks, getting double out. And then I really like that he's getting Overlord speed, but I feel like he already has really, really good control of map. Just not counting Overlord speed.
Somehow 3 mutas just beat like 6 Marines with the little Ling support, so that was good.
They're going
2
for the
of them still alive. Yeah.
Oh, they're targeting down that. They didn't want to do that. Once these 4 more mutas pop out, I feel like he can sit on top of that and forever take him out. But I take that back because now he's leaving.
Yeah.
I feel like he could have microed that out a little better. But 20 Lings coming in Overlord speed with these Overseers. I'm a little bit curious why he got this. Definitely, I mean, obviously he can scout a lot more, but I don't know if he really needs that. Maybe he plans on using them to be decoys for the Muta, so the Thors hit the Overseers.
Yeah, possible, I guess. To bring them with him as a distraction.
Getting Roach speed again. Yeah. This guy gets all his upgrades.
Everything, man. Everything.
He's ready. He's like, okay, I need to go Roaches. I can go mass Roaches and have 3/3.
The Hellbat conversion comes in, and yeah, here's that mix of mass Widowmine again.
Good.
Will he pick anything off? No. He's got a good number of Overseers with him.
2 mutas at a time for Synastren. I feel like his production is really strange. because obviously right now he doesn't have the minerals for it. Actually, he does have the minerals for it, but I feel like he should have just a lot more in building in a lot larger groups. But he decides to make very small groups then attack. He will be engaging these mutas, trying to get the Viking, trying to snipe off different things, but this time it's not going to quite work out as well as for him.
Cancels the CC, or not cancels it, but stops production of it.
Notice also just how he is creep spreading at the third base of Strix, so is denying that.
Yeah, and it would be hard for him to take the alternative third at this point. He's got to remain very packed up in a tight ball.
Yeah, definitely. Fourth base going down for Synastren right now. Getting extra upgrades here, or getting at least getting out more 1-1. Spire also getting Zerg Flyer attack too, so definitely getting ready up for that air attack. That's very good for him, but I still feel like it's really strange his production. Do you agree? I feel like it's just...
Yeah, he's
right about it. You can't pinpoint it. It's like he makes them really
very different. It's, I think part of it is injects, but most of it is how he spends the money. Is you usually see most Zerg players time it so that when a tech is done, they make a lot of that thing.
Yeah,
and he's not doing that. So he's teching off, like even right as the Spire was about to be done, he teched to something else so that he could only make 4 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that large group of Hellions was just taken out, and really what that means for Strix is he has no map control now, and he has a tank and a few Widow Mines. And at the third, he took out that Overlord with the cost of now having his Widow Mine stuck at the third in the command center cannot land. So I'm very worried for Strix here. Definitely the Mutalisk can take that out. Actually, splash damage under the CC, kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, right there, that was an amazing pickup for Synastren, taking out all those Hellions, because Strix right now, I do not think he can control this.
It's weird, though, once again, like you said, despite things seeming to go Synastren's way, yeah, his army supply is much lower.
Yeah.
Strix, I don't feel, can, like, really move, or, you know, he's got a much smaller economy and everything, but this is just so little.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like right now, okay, if I just saw the units, if I didn't see what they were, if I just saw amounts of units, so I'm like, Strix has got this.
Yeah.
But Synastren just, it's strange. He does have 0-2 right now, 2 attack, and Strix actually has, Strix actually has 2-2. So still very strange, going up to a lot of mutas for Synastren, getting actually Enduring Locust, pumping out a few Swarm Hosts, and then 26 Lings. So he's preparing for a lot of attack here and sieging up. And the third base of Strix right here, getting these siege tanks in the right position, getting some missile turrets up, because he only has 2 Thors, but still a lot of Widow Mines. The Mutalisks are regrouping and actually not going for attack. I think they should poke into the natural right now, and they can do a ton of damage.
Yeah, I think now they're hit that mass where they're going to just one-shot things and like really be annoying on these add-ons, and from them, even if he ends up stabilizing, he'll stabilize right into Swarm Host, starting to put him under siege. So
stabilize into Swarm Host, but he actually only has 200 gas right now. 2,000 minerals, but not a lot of gas to actually do that.
Detonation's going off, but they will get cleaned up, and he's going to try and park over top of this stuff. He's still going to be a little careful.
Yeah, those Thors are going to be dangerous.
Yeah, he's gone from 17 meters down to 10, and he's lost the detection that was brought with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the back of that attack, Synastren is taking the third. Like I said, definitely lost the detection. Early on, he had those 3 Overseers. I now realize why he had them. It was a very good idea. Getting speed also really helps for these Widow Mine attacks. What do you think for Synastren? Like, he's containing Strix for a while, but I feel like Strix eventually is going to be able to just pile drive through this, just because he has 3 Thors out, a lot of Widow Mines. Like, if these Mutalisks make one wrong move, they're all toast.
This will be the thing. The Locusts that are coming out on the right-hand side, I think how they're dealt with is going to be a determining factor. There's only 4 Swarm Hosts right now. If that goes up a little bit, then the tanks... Well, first of all, the tanks can just be killed, because the Widow Mines aren't close enough. So he could just swing over there and kill them even with the turret up. But if this number gets a little higher over time, then he'll overwhelm that. Mutas are now back in the main base, once again going after...
Whoa, what's going on with these Swarm Hosts? Stormhost running into siege tanks right now, actually. 2 dead.
Oh,
2 actually get down. He lost 2 of them, though. They're straight through. And yeah, right now these locusts just get barely there and almost are ready to attack. So if he can time this out correctly, he should be doing a lot of damage. 5th base taken for Synastren on that gold, getting a lot out. 13 more Stormhosts coming out. But on the other side, Styx getting pre-igniters, getting some Hellions out, or not Hellions yet, but definitely planning on that. These mutas are going to provide some nice cover right now for the Stormhosts, but I don't think there's actually even enough to engage the missile turret, which I'm quite surprised by. Again, just Synastren playing on really, really low amounts of units.
Yeah, he is, and I think with the tanks gone now, though, at least the Locust will whittle down this force, but he pulls them back at that moment.
Yeah, definitely the Locust.
He can support it.
I was thinking the Locust would whittle that down, but he's pulling them back now, and it was kind of like the Widowmines couldn't do anything now, but now he's actually given an advantage. He's not only took away his advantage, but he's actually given an advantage on that right-hand side to Strix.
This is a lot now, though. He's got, he got 17 swarm hosts. This will be overwhelming. I kind of think the tanks are just going to fall in the first volley, and he can't stand and fight this. He would need 8 or 9 tanks, I think, to hold this back. Yeah. Alright, it looks like we've got a sound problem for Vicocaster, no problem. We've got this overrunning here. I think we're seeing the end of the game here anyway, so we can get that fixed between. Strix is moving out now with the... Oh, this is actually kind of clever. He's moving out with the Widowmines to try and land directly on the Swarm House and then hope that the blasts go off. Holy... that is awesome. I think it's too little too late, but that is still awesome. The fact that happened. He'll be able to clean all these up now that they are fired.
That did a lot of damage. Sorry, I'm back. Somehow I muted. Somehow I put my sound to 0 and I lost all sound. I was like, what the? How'd that happen?
That was literally 12 swarm hosts that were killed in one blast.
Yeah.
No. That is amazing, but
there's really not much you can do right now just against these Mutalisks. It's just siege tanks can't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, that was a really clever way to deal with it. And if the game was even remotely close, that would be like a game-winning maneuver, but it's not, unfortunately, at this point.
Yeah, I feel like they might have actually just helped Strix to just go into bio from here instead of going into the more heavy mech, because the mech works, but he doesn't make he makes the Thors, but doesn't quite just seem to go into that. He makes the Thors like, okay, I'm a little bit nervous about it, and then never really follows through with that threat. Yeah. For a second, literally, like, my sound went completely out, and I was like, that is really weird. And then I figured out I just somehow hit... actually, I see where I hit it. My keyboard button went in, but yeah. It looks like more factories being built for Strix. I don't know if production will help since you're only at 500 minerals, or 500 resources.
Yeah, and Synastren right now, double the supply. His bank is just insane. He's running off 6 bases. So it's just a matter of time. I think it's more a matter of Strix kind of trying some things out, but he must know that he's kind of down and out here. So I would expect a GG at some point, but he does look like he wants to play it out a little further.
Never give up.
Well, it's hard when you just killed 12 swarm hosts too with one little maneuver. It might leave you thinking like, okay, maybe he'll screw something up and I can come back, but I don't think so.
Yeah, okay, GG, he goes out.